In my current project, I wanted to have a space scene as the background, and I wanted this to look like a high resolution texture so that we could have little pinpricks as stars. But I also want this to work on mobile VR, so I didn't have the texture budget to have a really high-res texture. So what I'm using is vertex painting and just 128K textures, using the vertex painting to arrange that in such a way that it looks really high-res. So you'll see we're starting off with just a star field, and you can see all the tiny little dots that give you the feeling of it being quite a high res straight away. So this is inside Unreal Engine at the moment, so what I'm going to do is go to the vertex painting mode. The shader I'm using is also a very low resource usage as well, so it's not going to have any problem doing this in mobile at all. So what I've done is I've used the various channels of the vertex colour for different purposes. So the alpha, just enable that controls the intensity. So first of all I could turn that up to 1 and I could make some of these stars brighter. Or I can turn it down to 0 and create areas where there's very little stars. So that'd be fairly boring on its own. So I've also got the ability to use this green channel to bring in a plasma effect, and that gives the impression of having like a nebula. So I'll bring that in blue first, and it's can have it quite soft. Just paint various areas with that. Now it's important to mention here that we're not actually painting the texture onto the scene. The textures already exist in the shader. All we're doing is bringing different textures through, and we'll apply different colours as well, just to give it a different look and make it really varied. So for example, I can bring in the red channel. I use that to swap between blue and red. And just by applying a little bit at a time, just enable that channel. By applying a little bit at a time, I can bring through a range of the colours. So I can start off as a subtle, like pinks, and then bring it through to a stronger red. So that's using this general plasma effect to give you the nebulas. What I can also do, if I use different combinations of these, so if I bring up the intensity, so this is going to show more of the stars through that nebula, and that brings through a different texture in there. And again, we could use this on its own in places, just to give you a different effect. So you're getting these kind of more strong colours rather than the very soft part of the nebulas. And I can also bring it so that we've got a strong plasma and a stronger intensity as well. So that really makes bits punch out and very noticeable. And you can see the different textures coming through from the soft plasma effect to the more like stronger stormy cloud effects. On the blue channel, I've also got the option of adding more sparse but brighter stars. So if I turn the intensity down, that'll be a bit more apparent. So there you can see we've just got the larger ones, so I can mix those in as well. So if I just leave just the blue channel on, put some brighter ones within these areas.